CSR in China, so I can tell China is a quick adapter on these new concepts. We have seen the social innovation, the concept of social innovation was widely covered by mainstream media back to 2010. So we only got like 2 years in the past to digest this new concept. So I'm pretty agree with most of the speakers here. Social innovation is still a very new concept in China. When we talk about CSR, it's all about stakeholders. So social innovation, again, I would like to provide some kind of information on different stakeholders' perspective on social innovation. So first, let's look at the primary stakeholder in China, Chinese government. It has its very unique or very typical Chinese government view on social innovation. They see social innovation is a very good tool for them to improve, to make changes towards the public service. So back to 2010 on People's Daily, there's an article, official article from the Communist Party, from Hu Jintao actually. He stated he would like to see more social innovation to help Chinese government to evolve to a public service-oriented government. So that set a very important tone for the country of China to accept social innovation as a positive. Because most of you might know back to early 2000, CSR actually was seen as a quite negative thing at the beginning by Chinese government. They see it's a trade barrel set up by foreign countries. So we've got some positive thing here. From the very beginning, Chinese government see social innovation is good. So it's going to gradually provide more opportunity to untight the civil society, because China has been kind of have quite tight control on civil society, non-profit sector. Social innovation is about encourage cross-sector partnership, join forces to work on social issues. So this is very positive sign. Then from the non-profit sector, civil society, NGOs are very excited about social innovation. Although we have seen many different definitions, different people have different understanding toward this new concept, but NGOs are looking for opportunities, especially to adopt the business models to develop a new social enterprise. This is something interesting. In West countries, probably social enterprise are more following the entrepreneurs. But in China, we have seen NGOs, actually, they want to see from addressing social issues perspective, how they can, by introducing business efficiency models to their operation. So they are growing social enterprise from the NGO sector. Then let's look at the business sector. I'm not going to fret the host, but I had the pleasure to work with Intel China, Mr. Hollander colleagues for the last 3-4 years, because Intel was the first company officially, openly advocate social innovation in China. A leading company as Intel, they are playing a very important role in advancing social innovation in China. They have been doing great localization, because the role they are playing is actually not only an advocate, but also a facilitator. What Intel has been doing in China is they playing part of the government role, because they are inviting Chinese government, NGO sectors, other business, join forces to have a better understanding towards social innovation, and also encouraging new initiatives. Back 2010, Intel started social innovation challenges in China. So partnering with other foundations, NGOs, to not only introduce the concept, but encourages NGOs or other individuals or companies to submit the proposals of social innovation related ideas, then provide the funding, and also provide a new concept, education, and facilitate those new initiatives, help them grow. Although we are still in a very early stage, some of the those new initiatives may not that as new as innovative, but since we are in the early stage, so it's very crucial for leaders, for those parties who can take the lead, can make people better understand the concept of social innovation. So provide a direction and also facilitate, to make things easier for those initiatives to grow. AmCham Shanghai started from beginning from this year, also set up a partner with Intel and other companies to set a new platform we called Business Council for Sustainability and Responsibility, mainly to promote, to create shared value and social innovation, corporate social innovation, how business community can participate in social innovation. We see still a long way to go, but it's very optimistic, and we are very happy to see we might have a very promising future in introducing, implementing social innovation into China.
Thank you. I think we're overlapping somewhat between the first and second question, and I'd also like to give more time for interaction. What I'd like to do now is just one short round with the group, and what I'd like you to focus on more is implementation. If you had a dream, in the case of Brad, if you could talk to the CEO or the president or the prime minister, what would you recommend? How would you encourage social innovation?
Well, I guess 3 quick points I'd make. From the business sector, what's amazing to me, I just finished a study where we're looking at corporate social innovation. What amazes me, how few companies there are like Intel. Most companies, all companies, thrive on innovation. Without innovation, you don't have business. But when it comes to looking at social issues, environmental issues, suddenly they lose that innovative perspective. So one of the things that I think companies are in the midst of is sort of reinventing innovation within this sphere. So I think that's a very promising. On the other side, the NGO sector, here are people that are on the ground, closest to the issues, dealing with it day in and day out, and yet have no time, no frameworks for innovation. Doesn't even enter into the framework. So how can we begin to drive social innovation into the people that are most closest to the issue? And then the third point I'd make is this is a time to really think big. This is not a time for small ideas. This is a time when your communities, the globe, the companies are desperate for big ideas. And that's what social enterprise, social entrepreneurship, social innovation brings to the table. So those are sort of the 3 quick points I'd make.
Okay, I've got one.
I have only one point, which is that we need to give much more recognition to people who are driving social innovation, whether they are driving social innovation in government or in large corporations or in what we call social businesses or as individuals. If you were in a room with 500 influencers, people in business, people in government, and ask them to list 10 leading business innovators, they would have no trouble in doing so. And we are all familiar with these icons of our age. They are people who have come up with new products, new ways of doing business. They have become immensely wealthy in the process. They have conquered markets throughout the world. We know them well, we admire them well, and we emulate them. But if we were to ask the same group of influential people to make a list of 10 champions of social innovation, men and women who are driven by different passions, they want to change the world for the better in one area or another. It could be in the area of gender equality, poverty, rural community development, autistic children, children from broken families. They are driven. They are coming up with new ideas to make a difference. But if we were to ask for that list, I think very few would be able to complete that list. So we need to know more about the men and women from amongst our communities, in our societies, who are making a difference. Because I believe that the more we get to know these people, the more we recognize their faces and their names, the more we will be inspired to make a difference in the way that they make a difference.